Now, we will commence the day with some verses from the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Alaq.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب.
I would like to mention that we're going to have this competition live on YouTube too. You can find the link from the EEG channel on YouTube. Now, please join me in welcoming the co-founder and chairperson of Emirates Environmental Group, Mrs. Habib Al-Marashi, to give the opening address.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. Esteemed students, guests, my dear judges, thank you very much, faculty members, for joining us this wonderful morning at the 20th cycle of the Intercollege Environmental Public Speaking Competition. So this was a program that we started 20 years ago with universities in the UAE only. I'm very proud to be standing with you here and celebrating 20 years. I would like to start by expressing our gratitude and appreciation to our national strategic educational partner, Emirates National Oil Company, ENOC. Thank you very much for coming on board and supporting this program for 5th year in a row. I would like to thank Dubai International Academic City for providing this venue for us since the inception of this program as well. I would like to thank Abella & Co, who have come on board to support with the catering. So today and tomorrow, we will be meeting, dear students, with yourselves and with other teams as well tomorrow, and we will be competing on 4 very strong and pertinent environmental topics that have been chosen for you. These topics do not come haphazardly. We really go through a very thorough process to choose the topics that are put in front of you. So during the course of the day, particularly after the lunch break, you will be receiving feedback forms. For us, that is an integral part of conducting this competition. It helps us to know if we are on the right track. It helps us improve on our programs, streamline them, remove any ambiguity to make it more efficient, more professional, so that you, the university students, can enjoy it and can benefit from it. So the feedback form that will be given to you, please fill it up, because in there you will write for us what are the suggested topics that you think we should be covering it next year. That process is taken back into the EEG, and with the judges' comments, with everybody, faculty and everybody, and we put them, thematize them, and then we send it out to a wide network of our resourceful people. They are experts in the field, from different judges, from different people, from our corporate members, academic members. And the topics that score the highest are the topics that will be decided for next year. So this is the process that we went through to decide the projects and the topics that we have covered this year. So I hope, inshallah, that you will give us that time and you will give us this feedback, the importance that it deserves, and share with us what you think should be the issues that we cover next year. COVID-19 has changed the world. It's a wake-up call. It's an eye-opener. It has put humanity in front of a challenge that it has never faced before. But there are so many lessons that we have learned from this process. And I believe personally the most important part is the resilience of the human nature, our ability to adapt and change and work towards the different scenarios that we are set with. We have understand our vulnerabilities. We have understood the gaps that we have in our healthcare systems all around the world, not only here. And actually, UAE is one of the countries that has performed the best, really, amongst the countries that has performed the best in this during this pandemic. It has showed how the social inclusion is not there in many parts of the world, how the vulnerable sector of the societies are suffering, the children, the malnutrition that has increased, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that we were supposed to have achieved, and we were on a time track. Where are we from it? Today, this year, we are in the decade for action because we have only 10 years left, and actually almost 1 year is finished. So literally 9 years left for us to achieve Sustainable Development Goals. While we were doing good progress in some areas, with the pandemic, we have regressed a lot. And these are issues that you should know about it because you are the future leaders of this planet. And a lot of responsibilities and challenges is really falling on your shoulders, not at fault of yours, by the way. I'm sorry, sometimes I change what I write and what you will see on the screen and what I actually speak. So I hope you will excuse me in that. When we started this program in 2001, it was only for UAE, but we found that this was a very strong platform that should not only limit the students in the UAE. So we opened it up. In 2006, it was opened out for the GCC countries, and we were very proud and honored to have all the many universities in the 6 GCC countries joining us. In 2012, we went into partnership with the Environment Society of Oman, and we rolled out a national competition in Oman. In 2014, we expanded that program beyond the GCC, and we opened it up for all the Arab countries. And we have never looked back, mashallah. And we are very proud to say that, how this program is reaching the different shores of the Arab countries in our Arab world. Last year, we had another national competition taking place in Jordan, and there were around 34 teams that competed, and we supported it technically, and we even sent a member of our jury to support it. And the winners then converged to the UAE for the Pan-Arab competition. With the pandemic this year, we did not manage to have that reach as we usually do, and we are accustomed to having teams from almost every Arab country. So today we will be having teams from UAE, from Jordan, from Oman, from Sudan, and from Palestine. I'm personally looking forward to hearing the teams as you are physically here with us. We are live streaming on YouTube, and this is a hybrid program, so we will be having teams joining us virtually as well from the other Arab countries that I mentioned. I would like to share with you some of the UN reports that have analyzed the pandemic and the experiences that have taken on the global level, that shows that the emergency measures that were taken by different countries, was it up to the standard? And how do you measure the progress of the country? Is it really by only the economic progress or by its holistic overall progress in every sphere? And those are really important issues to look at. The two sectors that have been highly impacted are the education and the healthcare sector. And these are the most important sectors to measure the development of any nation. So at EEG, we have continued with determination and resilience to ensure that none of our programs is postponed, none of them are cancelled, and we conduct them to the best of our ability, and of course with the support of our well-wishers, our staunch supporters, and the society at large. Our educational programs are the backbone of the work at Emirates Environmental Group. That's why we put a lot of emphasis and a lot of effort to ensure that we conduct it in an efficient, smooth, and professional manner. The 4 topics that I mentioned earlier are divided, of course, into sessions. So today, the first session that you will be working on will be sustainable tourism, is a responsible tourism. You have the other topics, which is the 6th mass extinction, is it upon us? And tomorrow as well, you will be having other 2 topics. While choosing these topics as well, we align them with the Sustainable Development Goals. So we have looked at the ones that are fitting with this program. We have, of course, the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which covers education. We have Sustainable Development Goal number 11, 12, 13, 15, and 17, and 14 as well. So all these are important where we are talking about sustainable cities, we are talking about consumption habits, we are talking about life on land, we are talking about life under the sea, we are talking about effective partnership and how we can work together to ensure that we survive as a species and we thrive, actually. I promise you, you will be inspired by your peers. We sit there and we learn a lot. Dear judges, I promise you, you will enjoy it. It will be a very tough competition, taken by the previous experiences. The students, when they stand there and they speak with commitment, with passion, with all conviction, you are bound to be really pulled into that spell and enjoy that moment. We learn a lot. So it's not only a learning platform for you, it's a learning platform for each and every one of us. But I hope these learnings and these lessons do not just finish with the end of the day, that we take them back with us and it becomes a changing path in our life. It should have an impact on our lives. We have seen students, and we have been told by many universities over the years that the students change the career. It has helped them decide what do they want for their career path. And I'm very happy to say that we have had that positive impact on the regional level as well. We have a wonderful lady, Maab, who has told you that she is your MC, and this is again one way of us engaging with the student community, building the capacity and empowering the youth to understand and to stand and to have the confidence in addressing the masses. So there'll be few housekeeping points that she will be dealing with and telling you as we move along. And really, I would love to, with this, to say that inshallah we will be starting the 20th cycle. I know there are some other segments before we actually start the competition. So thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Mrs. Habiba, for the opening address. Now I would like to invite Ms. Hamda Al-Masoom from ENOC to give the welcoming note.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hamda Al-Masoom from the Sustainability Department from Emirates National Oil Company. As the strategic educational partner of the Inter-College Environmental Public Speaking Competition, ENOC heavily believes in investing in youth as they are the future generation that will drive the sustainability agenda within the country and contribute in mitigating the negative environmental impacts for a better tomorrow. We are very proud to support Emirates environmental group in these competitions to provide a unique platform for students to showcase their creativity and hone their public speaking skills through presentations, team performances, and sound research. This competition is designed to motivate the young minds of UAE to come up with innovative solutions to current environmental issues today and to contribute to incorporate eco-friendly and sustainable habits into their daily lives. We are excited to witness your creativity and innovation in finding green solutions. And remember that you are all winners in this competition. You are the green ambassadors that drive environment for a better tomorrow. Wish you all the best in the competitions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hamda, for the welcoming note. We will now listen to a wonderful song made by James Modern Academy called Blessing.
We pray for blessings, we pray for peace, comfort for family, protection while we sleep. We pray for healing, for prosperity. We pray for your mighty hand to ease our suffering. And all while you hear each slowly, your love is way too much to
this life is the revealing of a greater thirst this world can't satisfy. What if trials of this life,
the rain, the storms, the hardest nights, are your mercies in disguise?
After we listen to this song, I would like to introduce our judges. Each year, we invite a distinguished panel of bilingual experts to judge the competition, and this year is no different. Today, we have with us Dr. Sabih Khassaf, Infrastructure Lead at Hyperloop Transportation Technologies, Mr. Mustafa Anazi, the Energy Operations Manager, GCC at Johnson Control, Ms. Hamda Al-Ma'soom, which is Corporate Social Responsibility Executive at Emirates National Oil Company. And also we have Ms. Roba Abu Atiyah, Principal Environmental Consultant at Mott MacDonald. Respected judges, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us. It is highly appreciated. The topics for the teams being assessed today are: first, sustainable tourism is a responsible tourism. Second, which is the sixth mass extinction, is it upon us? Dear students, we are excited to hear what you have prepared for us today. But before we move into our presentation, I would like to share some important points to remember. The time given to each speaker will be exactly 10 minutes and not more. The speakers will hear 2 bells go off during their presentation. The first bell indicates that 8 minutes have passed, and the second bell indicates your time is up. Points will be deducted if the teams exceeded the allotted time limit. Points will also be deducted if teams merely read from the paper. Please take note of the agenda, the order in which you will be presenting, as we only have 1 minute in between each presentation. In order to ensure we are on schedule, we will need your support and cooperation. As the team before you goes on stage, please come down to where the EGG team is in order to set up your presentation and get your mics on so that you can directly go on stage when it is your turn. For the teams who are presenting virtually, please start sharing your screens and turn your cameras on once your team name is announced. Only the teams presenting should share their screens and switch their cameras on. With regards to the presentation which you have submitted to us prior to the event, students sometimes ask us to make amendments to their presentations during the day. I would like to make it very clear that we are strong believers in the quality of work, and we believe that submitting the right quality presentation from the beginning is very valuable and teaches you to meet and respect time constraints. There are a total of 50 points for the competition. Each judge will allocate points on the basis of, first, clarity of speech, which is out of 10 points. Second, originality of the ideas, which is out of 15 points. Third, assessment of environmental impact and solutions, also 15 points. And the last thing is the presentation of research evidence, which is 10 points. We will have 3 intermissions during the event, which will be announced. The first one is a mid-morning refreshment break, and second for a lunch break. The last break will be at the end of the competition for half an hour, whereby the judges will be deliberating the scores and finalizing the winners. I would like to request all participants to be aware of the time allotted to each team. Before I call upon the first speakers, I would like to request everyone to be seated and refrain from going in and out in between the speeches to avoid distraction. I would also like to remind you to kindly switch off your mobile phones or alternatively put them on silent mode. I would draw your attention to respect the utilities so generously provided by Dubai International Academic City and ensure to maintain the cleanliness of the facilities. Students, please wear your name badges at all times. During the course of the day, you will be given a feedback form. Please make sure to fill it out and hand it over at the registration desk in exchange of your certificates. It is really important for us to have the feedback from teachers and supervisors. For the teams participating virtually, an online feedback from us will be sent to you after the event. Please note that the time of your presentation, these have been put up on the notice boards outside the auditorium and are also put on the screen. Once the team starts presenting, the next team needs to be ready and occupy the seats in the first row on my right-hand side. Let us now begin with the presentations for the first topic for today. Sustainable tourism is a responsible tourism. Please welcome with me the students of University of Sharjah.